Now this is an elegy that starts 7 years ago when Vlad got his Suzuki track bike. It was in rough shape. He had bought it used. We did a lot of work in my garage and in my driveway to line up body work and get things ready and whatnot. And it's all on the channel if you just search GSX-R. It covers many videos, but in the meantime, he had bought some aftermarket bodywork and wanted to get armor bodies. He wanted to get a real nice paint job on the bike, and we had spent a lot of time, well, he had spent a lot of time searching these parts out, and we were going to get his bike up to really just as nice as a brand new bike would be. And it went over the span of, I think, maybe 8 or 10 videos. Again, they're all out on the channel in full length, but I took excerpts from a few of them just to show how much work this went. It went from what you see right here in the picture, and just painting the bodywork is one. The armor body's bodywork is real nice, but you still have to paint it, and it's a labor of love to paint it. But then there's a part of it that you don't really see. It's on one of the videos. I didn't want to make this video too long, because we're going to end up with the bike at a track day and some track day footage. I didn't want to make this a 2-hour video, but anyway, this part of it, getting the parts painted, was all the new stuff. That's one job in itself. But there were damaged parts that were the original Suzuki parts that had to be fixed, repaired. Again, all this is in full-length videos out on the channel for anybody who really wants to see a full restoration. At the time we were doing this project started in the winter when it was really cold out, and it ended in the summer when it was hot out. And these parts were very nice, I have to say. They were nicely made armor bodies. I think Vlad's a distributor for their parts, but I'm not sure. I don't remember back then. But I do remember these parts were very nice, and they seem to have held up the 7 years he's used it as a track bike. And what's interesting about this is it's a combination of some of the bodywork is the Suzuki bodywork, some of the bodywork is the armor bodies, and what happens is we married the things up. We tried our best to get the paint to match. That was another special little project. It turns out Color-Right did a good job matching the paint. But there's an even funnier part, putting the decals on and lining up. This bike has some very unique stickers, badges that Suzuki goes across several parts, and getting them lined up is at best the nicest thing I can say. It's a true labor of love. Now, one of the issues you do have, and you would think it's not a big deal, but it turns out to be a big deal, is because part of this bike is going to have the original Suzuki bodywork, and part of it is going to have track day bodywork. If the two color blues don't match, it's really going to look hokey. And I know Vlad, anybody that doesn't watch the channel on a regular basis, knows he has a beautiful collection of collector bikes, very rare collector bikes, and we feature them on the channel from time to time. But I did the paint work on most of them, but this one, we really spent some time, and he spent some time with Color-Right, I know, to get this paint, that it would be an exact match. And Color-Right is usually pretty good. In this case, they were really good. Now, we wanted to have all of the paint work done, and then we had a dedicated day, and again, this is on the channel. I didn't want to make this video too long. We had a whole day of lining up all the graphics that go on the bike. And if you think that's an easy job, that you just peel and stick, it's anything but that. And I was just real happy at this point that we had the paint color right, and it matched. We did a little test. Once I did the test, then I knew that part of it was in the bank. And any time you start a project like this, and you know it's going to go, this project went months, and there's a lot of details that had to be right. And again, the color right was, getting that part right was a big thing. But that's not the only thing. The stickers lining up, again, you think that would be such a small little tiny detail. It wasn't. And a lot of the little repairs, like to the original bodywork, some of them were more labor intensive than I remember. The tank, I know, was a problem, if I remember right, on this job. And one by one, we solved the problems. I made individual videos of each step of this. And again, looking back, because today is the day Guy took the video of Vlad on the track. We have some real nice video at the end of this of him riding this bike at Pocono. And I thought it would be an interesting story looking back at some of this old footage of just how this evolved over the years. And some of the people that are new to the channel might not have seen any of this, but within our channel of way over 3,000 videos now is the complete restoration. And it goes through many, many videos. Again, I'm laughing about it looking back. Putting those stickers on, what a job that was. Wow. And we had to put the whole bike together and then line it up with blue tape. The ones on the seat, I don't remember exactly why, but there was a problem with them. But we solved the problems one by one by one by one. And that's what makes, when I work with Vlad on this, what makes it interesting. The tank had a big dent in it. It looked like somebody took a bite out of the tank. But in the end, when this bike finally went to the racetrack, it was really in nice shape. And all of the body work, all of the stuff, all of the stickers got on. And when it was ready for the clear, I waited for a really good day to get the clear on. So you think the story might end there, but it doesn't. What happened in the middle of the summer, Vlad had an accident with the bike, and we had to pretty much do a lot of repair and a lot of paint. And again, that's all on the whole full length is on the video. And we repaired, and we had some extra parts that he had bought. And this thing just went on and on. Remember, this is 7 years ago. And in the middle of the summer, he called in a favor. He said, Wendy, I need you to repair the bike and repaint it. The parts that needed to be fixed. Actually, the stickers had to be put back on. And in the middle of the summer, we wound up repainting the whole bike. Well, most of it anyway. If nothing else, it was all of the fairing parts. But anyway, this is what makes this a good elegy. It makes it that you look back at this and you think, holy mackerel, years ago we were doing this stuff on a regular basis, and it went through 2 seasons. But this bike, I knew at the end of this, because he has this great collection of collector bikes, and you wouldn't dare take any of them to the track, that this bike was going to serve a lot of purposes. And for him, he was starting to do a lot of track days, and this bike fit the bill just perfectly. And when I got to see it, that's going to be on the end of this video, the riding it, the track day at Pocono, Guy gave me the chip from his camera. He was recording front and back, and I got to see this bike out on the racetrack in Pocono in one piece. After the second paint job, I just felt, wow, that was pretty, I don't know, pretty rewarding anyway. But if you look real close right now, see that fairing and that purple fairing? That's Najat's Ducati, his track day Ducati that we still have the parts. We haven't finished that project yet. Just thought I'd put that in there. Anyway, again, here we go with all the clear and all the repaint and everything. And this, if you ever want to have a definition of a labor of love, wow, was this a labor of love. And I kept thinking, man, I hope he's going to have this bike for a lot of years and enjoy it out on the track and get a lot of use out of it, not have to risk any of his collector bikes for going out to Pocono and to Millville. And it turns out I was right. When this was done the second time, it came out great. And when the bike was all assembled, he had it here one day, all assembled in one piece, I was thrilled to see it all in one piece. And it brought back the memories of all these days of these parts hanging in my garage like a laundromat. We used to laugh about it, call it the laundromat. I had fairings and parts and fenders and tanks everywhere. It was a laundromat. But time to go to Pocono. So if you haven't done a track day at Pocono, or you haven't done track days, either way, this is what a couple laps from a couple of different sessions that Guy did. He had the rear-mounted camera. Vlad's on the Suzuki, of course, and some of the other people were there. It was not a crowded day. I was not there, but I'm glad Guy is sharing this footage. And just to mention, Luciano on his channel has some really cool video of his TZ, the TZ250, and looking back, I think some of it is at Pocono too. Anyway, thank you to everybody that shares this footage. I have a lot of time and energy invested in this motorcycle, and I'm glad to see that Vlad's having a great time with it. Guy's having a great time shooting this video, and we can share it with you very conveniently. Now at the end of this track day, Vlad, his tires were worn normally, but Guy's tire on the gas side of the bike, the back tire had to be replaced. I don't know. Well, I guess all the turns go in one direction here. I don't know. So if you've never been to Pocono, it's a beautiful place to ride motorcycles, a beautiful place to do anything. In a beautiful part of the country, even if you ride out there to watch a car or a motorcycle race, it is just a cool place. And this gives you some idea about what it's like to lap the track. Needless to say, the best part of any track day is that you're with your friends and you're sharing a great day. Look at the weather they had for this day. And always, the friends I go with, the A-team, we always had the time of our lives. Now, Guy drove all the way out to Pittsburgh to get this Triumph that he has, the track bike that he's shooting this footage from, and he is really enjoying the heck out of it. He is having a time of his life. I am kind of sorry I had things to do this day. I couldn't be there. So as the last session of the day wound down and Guy knew he had this footage and we were going to somehow get it out to the people on our channel. And Guy, thank you for shooting this footage. Thank you very much. So I hope you enjoyed this little elegy from bodywork coming out of the box, through the paintwork, through a really a rebuilding crash in the middle of the summer. And there's a lot of adventures. And they're all out on the channel. There's over 3,000 videos there. Search the channel, search my channel and find something that interests you. There's a lot of cool stuff out there if you like rebuilding motorcycles, track days, whatever. And thanks so much for watching.